Mike Hamilton here, Lithia Toyota, also at Lithia Chevrolet. We're here for Kool April Nights, that's spelled with a K. And behind me is a fixture in our community. This is Ron Lim. He owns a restaurant here in town and a pharmacy here in town. Very popular businessman here in town. And I wanted to interview him because he has some of the coolest cars that drive around. He doesn't just show these cars off during Kool April Nights. He actually drives these things year round. This guy is one great guy. I've probably sold him at least 4 cars now, tons of cars like over the years, and does a lot of business with Lithia, both Chevrolet and the Toyota store. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we're going to go over his Roadrunner, and then we're going to talk about his GT. Is it GT40? Is that what they call that?
Well, it's a remake of the Ford GT.
Yeah, Ford GT. Anyways, let me turn the camera around. We'll be right back. Hi, Mike Hamilton. We are back, and Ron is going to go ahead and talk about his Roadrunner and then his GT. So, go ahead, Ron.
Okay, so this is a 1970 Plymouth Roadrunner. I bought it about 15 years ago. It was a very tired old car, a rust bucket basically. So I wanted to upgrade it a little bit, and ended up with this. It kind of got out of control. You know, everybody knows how that goes. You do one thing and then another. So we developed into a fully 100% custom car.
Awesome. Why don't you talk about the engine and what we have under the hood, what kind of power we're making, what this is?
Well, this is a 480 or first 472 blown Hemi with a 1071 blower, 2 980 blower carbs. We haven't dynoed it yet, but it's pushing, we think, about 800 horsepower the way it is now. This combination can be boosted to 1600, but because I drive it daily, we just leave it like it is. Yeah, it's a daily driver.
All right, and let's take a look at the cockpit here. And, you got racing seats with a 3-point or 5-point harnesses in here.
Yeah, it's fully ready for drag racing, which I don't do because it's done underneath, like the top, painted and all that. But it's a full-on custom interior with that's a carbon fiber dash and console that was hand built for the car.
Incredible. And then we got the butterfly wing doors.
The Lambo doors. People ask me why I did all these crazy things to this car, and it was just a fun car to do, so I wanted to incorporate different things from different cars I've had in the past, and I had a 87 Countach, so I thought, why not Lambo doors on a 70 Roadrunner, right? I think this is the only one in existence that I know of that's got Lambo doors. The stock doors, they're like 250 pounds a piece.
Wow, that's crazy. All right, let's just walk around real quick. We got a little bit of a sound system in here.
Oh yeah,
a total trunk and everything.
TV and a TV.
Oh, and we got an LED TV in here.
Yeah, and Jay Leno saw the car. He liked it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And this is what I started with here.
All right, so we went full body frame off the body.
Yeah, and it made a magazine also.
Wow, awesome.
Mopar action, front cover and 8-page spread in the middle. And then the blower shop had a calendar contest last year, and it made their calendar, which they got cars from all over the world in there. So pretty happy that I've got in there.
Awesome. Well, let's go ahead and talk about the Ford GT now.
Oh, okay. So I bought this in 2005, so I've had it 17 years. It only had 5 miles on it when I bought it. No test drives. So I had to buy it with no test drive. I had no idea how it drove.
We were doing that with the Supras when they first came out too.
Yeah, so no test drive. I said, what if I don't like it? And they said, we doubt that. You won't like it. So I've got, this one's driven daily also, so it's got over 40,000 miles on it, which isn't a lot in 17 years, but it is for this car.
Yeah.
Everywhere I go, people are like, wow, I've never seen. 99% of the people that see me have never seen one in person.
I think this is only one of 2 I've ever seen on the road ever. Do you mind sharing what you paid back in all the way in 05 for this thing?
It was almost 200 back in 05, and they're going 400 to 500,000 if they're low mileage.
So yeah, I know where the second one I've seen it. When I was working in Oklahoma for a year, they had a new one like our 17.
Oh yeah.
In their showroom, it was like 750.
Well, theirs are so different from this car.
Yeah.
This was built in 2005 to commemorate the 40th
Yeah.
year of the 65.
Yeah,
GT40
the Le Mans.
From the Le Mans cars.
Yeah, that's awesome. What kind of power is this thing?
Puts out 550 horsepower.
Which was a lot of power for its day.
Well, it's a light car too.
Yeah, so for its day, 500 plus horsepower back in '05 was making a lot of power.
Yeah,
so I mean, nowadays you're hearing
thousands
with 700, but I still think with this thing, with its handling, and this thing's definitely you're not gonna get a Dodge to go down curvy, windy roads like this thing can drive.
No, I have people ask me what it's like to drive, and I just have to tell them I can't explain it. You have to drive it yourself to really appreciate what it does, and it's quite the. And you know, the thing about the Ford GT is low maintenance, believe it or not. I have not done much maintenance on this thing, and I drive it a lot. But the other thing too is that it's gone up in value like crazy.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like they're definitely a collector's car for sure, and not just a. I mean, a lot of people spend a lot of money on their hot rods, or just a muddy bucket, and they're not going to get their money back out of it. But yeah, you're right. Even now, we'd be able to sell this for more than you paid for it originally.
Easily, yeah.
And even putting 40K on it, and then what I love about Ron is like he doesn't just bring these cars out once a year and go up here and then go to Reno for the bigger hot August nights. He actually drives his cars like daily. And then if you ever catch him up in the air, I think he's got a carbon fiber plane.
Yeah,
that's a pretty crazy plane too. One of the
Diamond Star.
So he's always on lives like I was just doing here before I came up to Ron to do an interview with him. But he's on lives on his plane. I get to see him flying up around Mount Shasta, around the lakes, and showing us the beauty of our. What is it, like 10 minutes drive any direction? We're in God's country here, Ron. So,
exactly.
I mean, this is an amazing thing to have and be able to go up in these windy mountain roads and with this kind of performance. And this is a special guy. So if you know him and you're here in town, like most of you out seeing on Facebook, know Ron, because everybody knows Ron. So, well, thank you, Ron. I appreciate you showing off your two beauties.
You're welcome. Thank you for.
It's a pleasure to talk to you again and a pleasure doing business with you for like the last so many years and selling 4 cars at least.
My first Toyota MR2, 1986.
Oh man, they're coming out with a new MR2. It's in the pipeline.
Yeah, my very first fun car.
Yeah. So all right, you guys.
Okay.
Well, take care.
Thank you.